Well, to discuss these results, I'm joined now by Sudha David-Wilp, Deputy Director of the Berlin office and Senior Transatlantic Fellow at the German Marshall Fund think tank. Well, thanks for taking time to speak to us here on the programme. We've seen similar results in the past regarding the AfD in eastern Germany, most particular. So how serious a threat do you think this party is now for the mainstream parties?
Well, the AfD has been building support in Germany ever since the migration crisis in 2015, and it acts as a spoiler because it throws the mainstream parties off in terms of being able to form stable coalitions. The political party system on a national level, but now also you see on a state level, is very fragmented, and it's getting harder and harder for the mainstream parties to put together viable coalitions because, as you can see, they've been coming in at over 20%, and specifically in these last three state elections in the former East Germany.
Okay. Is there a chance, what can we read into this? Could these results be replicated nationwide? Because not only are the results perhaps alarming for some, but we've seen so much of the language which their leaders are using. For example, we've had Björn Honka, the leader of the AfD in Thuringia, calling Berlin's Holocaust Memorial, quote, a monument of shame. It seems that people are openly now saying things which they wouldn't or couldn't 10 years ago.
Absolutely. And the AfD, especially in Thuringia, Thuringia is a special state with characteristics that maybe you can't necessarily use for the other states or other regions in Germany. But Björn Höcke especially leads a very radical wing. It's called the Flügel within the party that even some AfD members feel very uncomfortable with. And the fact that his party came in second place is definitely a wake-up call for Berlin, but also for the rest of Germany. But again, this has been something that's been going on for quite some time right now, and it just shows that Germany definitely has a issue with growing right-wing radicalism in the country.
Okay. Do you think it's a message which is resonating amongst voters elsewhere outside of Eastern Germany?
Well, the AfD is, it started off as a protest party. It started off as a protest against the euro and, transformed into an anti-immigration party. And you could say that it has, it definitely has resonance all over Germany, but it's sort of reached a ceiling on a national level. But it still has its stronghold in the former East because I think the party has a talent for attracting disaffected voters. Next week marks the 30th anniversary of the fall of the wall. And you can see that many East Germans still feel that they feel left behind somehow the last 30 years, even though wages may not be absolutely equal but are catching up. But people feel like they're second-class citizens. That's what they tell pollsters in the former East.
Sudha David-Wilp from the German Marshall think tank. Thanks for joining us here on the programme.